What is the emotional cycle of change and why does it matter to you? This is Deconstructing Life with Dan, and in this video I'm going to speak with you about the emotional cycle of change as to how it applies to the seasonal changes that we're experiencing right now. You might be getting cooler weather and things are changing. Spring is, fall is here for most of us, unless you're south of the border. But anyway, definitely cooler in the morning, and things are changing. But the emotional cycle of change is something interesting. It's something I've been studying, and it's essentially every time you go to make a change, you go through this emotional cycle. So let me explain it to you, because it might matter to you, especially at this time of year with kids going back to school and a lot of changes going on. Maybe the roads getting jammed full of cars and all sorts of things happening that cause us to feel stressed. So the emotional cycle change is something, let me give an example. So you get all excited. Let's say, this is September, you're very excited and you're thinking about, good morning, and you're thinking about doing something, maybe getting fit or changing something in your practice. So you're thinking about getting fit and you're thinking about, I'm going to get up early every morning and I'm going to do a new practice. Summer's over. I'm not going to eat as much and barbecue as much. I'm just going to have a fantastic, September and get really fit. And so you think about that, and then you get excited. So you're very excited, you're very motivated, but then you start getting into the realistic aspect of it. You start thinking, well, what do I have to do here? I have to go to the gym, and I have to have certain gear, and you start really getting into what is involved, and the soreness, and you have to watch your diet and things like that. And so you start going into what's called the valley of despair. You start going down. So next thing you know, good morning, John. And so here you are, you're all excited, and then you start going into this valley, and that's where realism sets in, and you start thinking about, oh man, I don't know if I can handle this, and maybe getting fit wasn't such a good idea, and then you start doubting yourself, and at that point you could bounce right back to where you started. And what happens there is that's you owning your comfort. So you're really comfortable with being where you were, so much so that you'll be willing to go back to it. It wasn't so bad. That's what we say to ourselves. It's not so bad. It wasn't so bad. I'm only carrying an extra 10, 20, 30 pounds. Not so bad. And, is that really true? I mean, depending on what you want. This emotional cycle is pretty interesting. So I'm not going to focus on the rest of it, but if you can come out of the valley, if you can come up out of the valley and move into a new state of awareness, and you keep persisting and commit to doing the work, then you will get the results that you want. So again, we're talking about fitness here, and fitness works. It works with your mind as well. So if you think about that for a moment, how can you move out of this valley and into a new state of awareness, a new state of being? And if it's fitness, and actually many things, but if it's fitness related, it's self-image. It's how you see yourself. It's what you think of yourself, what you say to yourself. It's what you say to yourself when you're at the buffet. When you see all that food, you're like, oh man, I'm gonna have like a feast here today. So anyway, I just wanted to teach you a little bit about the emotional cycle of change, because I think it really matters, and it can change how things work for you if you just shift your thinking a little bit. If you just turn around and say to yourself, okay, well, what can I accomplish here? You start getting an image, a picture, a vision of what that looks like for you. And once you get that, then you can move through the emotional cycle and move through that valley and come out on top, because the pain of change and the valley of despair are going to be the things that will stop you all the time. It doesn't matter. It happens to me just as well as it does you. So anyway, I hope you got some great tips out of this. But if you want to check out the ECOC, Emotional Cycle of Change, check it out. It's online. Morning, Shelley. And you can find out about this and realize what it takes to make change, because it's not easy. You know that we're habitual beings. We do not want change on a regular basis. We just want things to stay the same. But we know that as we grow, we need to evolve and we need to make changes. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.